Hi all you good people, I'm back with you to talk about Sagilyfe and what it is bringing to the table for us. So far we found out about what all we'll be able to use it for as employees, as people leaders and as specialists. But is everything about the system hunky-dory or are there some challenges? Will it solve all our problems and take us to nirvana or are there going to be some unfulfilled expectations? In this vlog, we'll explore all this. Let's start with what has been our experience so far with this system.
We launched some of the Workday module in Philippines and Jamaica in March earlier this year. The journey has been challenging as well as very, very fulfilling. In the same time, we have a tons of lessons learning what we could have done differently, what we can do better.
In the Philippines, we were using SuccessFactors as a system for some time. We were slowly getting used to it when we had to move to Workday, or what we call as Sagilyfe now. To be honest, it was uncomfortable for some people, but we have now gotten accustomed to how Sagilyfe works and the benefit that it brings.
With any big transformation, especially in an organization as big and diverse as ours, transition can often be challenging. But our enterprise IT team and our global HR team have been working relentlessly in incorporating all the learnings that we've had from our previous rollouts of Sagilyfe in Jamaica and Philippines.
Many of us have heard about Workday. Some of us have even worked on it. And we were very excited. Naturally, there were expectations with the launch in Jamaica and Philippines.
The issues that came up with Workday launch in Jamaica tested our ability to work with each other across functions. Thankfully, we were cohesive as a unit, and after some minor glitches, we were quickly able to meet the challenge.
Now, by design, Sagilyfe needs a cultural shift. It's a significant shift because it challenges or it requires us to move from hierarchy-led organizational structure to cross-functional structures. Now that's a significant change, and we all understand that changes of this nature will need some time and definitely some intent to shift.
The launch also brought a realization how important it is to bring our mind to the change before learning how to work on it. Before getting into the hows of the system, we need to show the why and the whats of the new system to people. That makes adoption less challenging.
Workday, like any other system or software, will work depending on how it was designed. Here in Sagility, we operate in different geographies with varying parameters and processes. We were able to identify these differences, do the required customization, and together with EIT, implement them in Sagilyfe.
It won't be wrong that a lot of journey what we are going to do is facilitated by Philippines and Jamaica experience. Kudos to Philippines Jamaica team, they did a tremendous job, and we hope with the latest global launch with a lot of other modules, it will be far more happier journey.
Friends, any transition from old to new is not a walk in a park. Initial teething problems are bound to happen. I've had a first-hand experience with my dad. Moving from a feature phone to smartphone has its own set of problems. The good thing is that with Sagilyfe, we have learned, made corrections and found solutions wherever we could. And as a result, we're at a much better place than we were at the time of the launch in Philippines and Jamaica. But what about the expectations from Sagilyfe? Are we expecting too much to change with it? Let's find out.
Workday is a massive platform. Workday offers systems solutions for HR, finance, planning, operations, and many more other fields. We are presently going in for bulk of the HR systems, but not all of it. For example, the performance review process is not part of our Sagilyfe system for now.
Look, we've gone in detail to see for what we are getting in Sagilyfe, as employees, as leaders, and as specialists. which also gives us a clear view of what we're not getting. And that helps us manage our expectations. Now, coming to the next question, what are the challenges we are likely to face? Let's find out.
SagiLife system works on a maker-checker rule, which means every transaction or activity needs to be approved by a person with appropriate authority. With great power comes great responsibility. Similarly, as people leaders, especially if we are senior with a large hierarchy, the number of transactions and actions can be high. All such actionables come to us as a queue in the system. The more they remain pending, the longer the queue gets, and it will also delay the completion of the transaction. There is a simple solution to this. This may sound like taking time out from our already busy schedule, but look at it this way. We were already spending this time actioning similar things on emails and micromanaging several other activities outside the system. This time is saved now with SagiLife.
Now, there will be situations where some transactions have not been completed accurately and therefore need to be redone. It could be frustrating, trust me. But then, this is where our intent and patience will come to the fore. I can tell you, when we rolled out SagiLife in Philippines and the Jamaica, there were some of these experiences. In some cases more, in some cases not as much. While we've tried to solve a lot of them, you may encounter a few more of them. And that's it. That's part of the transition anyways that we're going to go through. Now here, we have to remember that these situations or issues happen because the users are not familiar with the underlying process or how it is set up in the system. So I would encourage you to understand that first before trying to do it in the system, in SagiLife. What it will do is it will help us reduce the errors right on the first go. And it will also therefore help improve your experience of the system.
And the way SagiLife is designed to make management job a lot more easier and effective, it hinges on being informed. So there are a lot of email updates that will come through SagiLife. So it requires management team to be a lot more organized, treat the for your information type of emails as they are, and so that you are and I am, and all of us are in the loop of development that's happening, activities that are happening, and it's just important to be in that process. So organizing is important. Just understand one thing: as management professionals, we will always have something to do, and the quest is to do smarter things in a smarter way, and the answer is SagiLife.
There is also a concern. What happens when we are not available? Will all transactions come to a halt and no action can be taken? We have a solution for that in SagiLife too. All people leaders have an option to delegate their tasks in their absence. You can wisely choose a person to whom your tasks and activities will go to in your absence. This comes surely as a big relief to all senior leaders who may be unavailable for transactional stuff.
Like Einstein says, a transition takes us to a space that is uncharted. In this space, we are not familiar with the new challenges and we seem to lack in the ways to cope with them. But then it is also in human nature to acclimatize. That is one of the reasons why we have survived centuries and ages and come on top of the food chain. Issues that seem unsurmountable become easy to handle once this new space becomes a space of what we know. So what is the way forward?
So I think the future is bright ahead, and I would say let's give it all we got.
It is a system that brings convenience and transparency for everyone involved.
So SagiLife is a system which is not only an enabler to our growth, it will also drive convenience for each one of us.
Let's explore it.
Let's explore it.
Let's explore it.
Let's explore it.
With this clarity of purpose, I'm quite excited for this journey with SagiLife. If my dad can transition into a smartphone from a feature phone, we can obviously do a better job at that. Oh yes, there is another important aspect of how do I do things on Sagilyfe. How do I raise a leave request? How do I initiate job change for my employees? How do I schedule interviews, etc. Guys, there are a whole set of video clips and simulations coming your way to show you how you can do different tasks on the Sagilyfe system. You'll surely hear about them in the coming days. I'm at the end of this journey of learning about Sagilyfe. It has been an eye-opener in parts, but certainly a great education about what organizational transitions entail. As I say, ciao, adios amigos. I'll leave you with these final words from our CEO.
Sagilyfe is a system we've invested in heavily with a conviction that it's not a desire but a necessity. It'll work only in the way we make it work. Yes, there'll be challenges and it'll take time for us to get used to it. But which transition doesn't? But I have the comfort of knowing that our team at Sagility has a cohesive spirit and patience to create a wow moment out of the system. Sagilyfe is what we make of it. Let's explore it.